Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here, and it's Tuesday. And Tuesdays is the day when we take a card out of the catalog and we give it a makeover. And I'm using the word we because you can join me and some of my friends and recreate the card and join us on our Facebook group. If you want information on that, just look down below in the description of this video and you'll find the link to our Facebook group that you can join. And each week we post the card and then everyone posts their samples under there. Or if you're shy or if you're new to stamping, you're not quite ready to post something yet, that's fine too. You can go and lurk, and lurk just means you go and you look. And if you want to, leave a comment for one of us over on our Facebook group and let us know what you think of our cards. We'd love to see that as well. Good morning, Marty. I'm glad you found me. I just went live, so it sometimes takes me a while. I schedule it for 10 o'clock, and then sometimes at the last moment I realize, oh my goodness, I don't have my computer plugged into directly to the modem and my microphone. I have to do a sound check and on. And pretty soon the time just flies by and it's already 10:15. But my intention is always to go live at 10 o'clock. Technology, as some of you know, is interesting and fun and is constantly changing. And we don't have to be scared of it, but just realize that it can cause crazy things to happen sometimes. So let's talk about today's card. Let's have a look at it. And here it is. Okay, it's the one on the left. I actually created this image. The green card on the top is blurred out, so you know that's not the card we were talking about. It's this card underneath, and this is an image that I took from the Stampin' Up! Catalog images. And so this card here, this balmy blue card, is what we are copying. And at first glance, this is not a card. This is not a typical Brenda card. This is, one of the Stampin' Up! Artisans or Stampin' Up! Designers. And it's a beautiful card. It's not a card that I would create because that's just not my style. But we can take this card and we can make it into whatever style you want. You can play with it a little bit. So I'll show you how I use this sketch to create my own card. And we have someone. I'm zooming in and out. I didn't know I could do that. Where is my sketch? Let me move in my sketch here. So if you have trouble with dimensions, our wonderful sketch person for our group, Yolanda, has created this sketch for you, and it has all the dimensions on it so that you can work with them. If you are new, I would cut these all in computer-sized paper so you can get an idea of the scale, and then just plug and play. That's what I love to do. My card, seeing all these layers now, I kind of, I can look at a card and basically figure out the dimensions because I've been doing this for so long. So I tend not to use the sketch, but this card has a lot of layers that I just didn't even really see. I simplified my card a lot because, I only like a certain amount of layers, so my cards don't tend to get too many layers, and if there's too many layers, I tend to delete some of them because it's too much card, right? I think I tend towards a more clean and simple sort of design. But I think you'll love my card today. And good morning, everyone who's joining me this morning. I'll talk to you all at the end. So if you have any questions, make sure you ask them so that I can catch them at the end and during the live portion. All right, I think it's time to go over and check out my card for today. So let me pop over to my other camera. Okay, so here is my card. I just love the way this came out. And you know what? to tell the truth, this card is actually quite easy to make. It may look a little complicated, but the complicated part is actually the part that's already done for us, which is using this beautiful paper. This is the Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper, and this paper is free, or you can choose it free with a $50 purchase from Stampin' Up. This is a gift from Stampin' Up, and you can choose this paper. There's other options as well, but I just wanted to show you how you can use this paper very simply to create a beautiful card. So let's just take a quick look at this paper. It's got these beautiful florals. It's got one sheet. Let's pull this out. This is the sheet that I disassembled. Let's go look at the full sheet. I'm going to pull it out here. Aha, here it is. Okay, so you get 2 sheets of every pattern. It's double-sided, so you could use the back side as well. But this is the sheet that I use, and you can see I used one of these elements for the front of the card. So you get 6 of these ovals and 2 of these longer pieces. So I just cut the sheet up into panels, and then I use this one on the outside, and then I use this one on the inside. So I'm trying to use up all the different pieces of paper. You know, what I also think would look really kind of sweet on this card, if you run out of those ones, there's also another pattern, this one right here. This one I love as well. So what I would do with this one is I would first cut it in half this way, and then I would use one of these panels. I'd make sure that there was a little head space up at the top right here, maybe cut off the bottom, and then I put my label down here a little lower. So this one would also be this one's just gorgeous, gorgeous paper. So, and then there's, you know, these overall patterns. It's a really pretty paper, and it actually does have a matching bundle, which I do not own. And I've been very tempted to get the bundle, but I've got a lot of other bundles that I need to use that I haven't used yet. So I have to kind of wait and see if I'm going to get that matching bundle. You can get it or not, because this paper is so pretty. It can stand all by itself on its own. And then I use the Something Fancy bundle. It comes with this greeting stamp set and these labels, and I use that for this label. And then I did add a butterfly. I normally don't grab another die set when I'm doing this, but this Something Fancy bundle does not have an additional little embellishment. And since I don't have that Dainty Flowers bundle, I just grabbed this butterfly here from the Designer Tags dies, and I just cut myself a little butterfly to add onto there. So that adds, this is out of some silver foil, so it adds just a little sparkly element. It's just a nice little addition. It doesn't detract from the card. It just adds a little sparkle element onto it. So this card is not hard to make. So let me show you how I made it. So we have to do some die cutting, and we have to do some stamping. So let's do the stamping first. I'm going to take a piece of Blushing Bride cardstock, and interestingly enough, I use Night of Navy as this background, this tiny background layer, and this is Night of Navy ribbon, but I kind of wanted to use Starry Sky ink on here, because a Night of Navy ink does sometimes trend a little towards the black, and I wanted just to kind of show that this was actually blue ink. So I'm using Starry Sky, and I'm just going to stamp it right in the center of this scrap piece of cardstock. Then what we're going to do, we're going to get out our little mini emboss machine, and this is the new boho color machine, which can only be added to your starter kit right now. So this little machine is a little die cutting machine, and it's a nice portable machine. As you can see, you can fold it up, on both sides, and then it folds down. If you get the starter kit right now, you'll also be joining my team. And I have to tell you, my team is wonderful. And we meet together more often than I do with my customers. And so they are just wonderful. And most of my team is hobbyists, so they don't do classes. So if you're worried about that aspect of it, do not worry about getting the starter kit, because no one's going to make you do classes. You can just enjoy the benefits of the discount and enjoy the benefits of being on my team, and enjoy the benefits of getting this on the starter kit special. So this starter kit special, you will get this machine. The cost would be $129. You get this machine, and you get to choose $175 worth of product to go into your starter kit. So that is such a big deal. I think people are like, don't even get it, because it just seems like it's a lot to get in the kit. And it is. It's probably one of the best specials we've had. And I think it's just kind of people aren't processing the fact that you're getting this machine plus $175 worth of product. It's an excellent deal. Okay, I am going to die cut this little piece. I do want to mention that the machines, each machine is a little different when they're putting it together. Some of them are tighter and some of them are looser. My boho colored machine happens to be a little looser. So I can use the recommended #1 platform, then my clear plate. I'll put my die and my cardstock, and then another clear plate. If for any reason your machine is really tight and you're trying to crank it through and it doesn't work, then instead of the #1 plate, put the #3 plate down, because it is a little, it's not quite as deep. And so when you run it through, it should work then, because I had trouble with my my original colored, my white machine, and I have to use the #3 plate with that. It works beautifully with the #3 plate, but with the #1 plate, it is too tight. So I know some people, we were talking about this over on the leaders board, and I just want to make sure everyone knows about that, because it would be so sad if you didn't like your machine just because you didn't have a good sandwich, and it was a sandwich that you could fix very easily because both plates come with the machine. Okay, a lot of talking. I'm going to run this through now. And see, my boho machine works absolutely fine with a #1 plate so far. So I don't know why the machines, but I've had that too with almost every die cutting machine I've had. Even like the same brand of die cutting machine bought at different times, and they have different different calibrations, I guess, of tightness. Okay, so there's my label. I also want to die cut this butterfly since I have my machine out. Let me grab that little butterfly. This one I don't need to pin down. I wanted to pin down this label when I did it because I didn't want it to shift. If this butterfly shifts a little bit, that will be okay. I'm not die cutting out anything specifically. I'm just making sure that the silver stays on silver. So let's run this through. And with this, you could go, sometimes with dies that are intricate, I just go over the top and then I reverse it and I go back in the opposite direction because that gives it 2 times going through and being squished. And let's just lift this off. Look how nicely that came up. There's a cute little butterfly. Okay, so what I do with this, sometimes these little pieces, they want to stick a little bit. I just take a card and I scrape that off into the garbage can. See, it's very easy to scrape it right off. Okay, so that's the little boho machine. I hope you'll think about getting it. I hope you'll think about joining my team. is a great way to be more a part of Stampin' Up! And being a part of like this greater stamping community. And I think you get more out of your experience when you're part of that. Okay, I know I have. I've been a demonstrator. I signed up in January, I think it was 2006. Anyway, it's been 17 years. I'm bad at doing year math, but that's what it's been. Okay, so we've got most of the pieces of our card now. Okay, we've got the butterfly, the label. This piece, I want to just tell you that the measurement I cut it down to. This piece was cut down to 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Then I took a piece of Night of Navy. This one is 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/8 inches. So it's just 1/8 inch larger than this piece. And we're going to glue this together. And I want to just have a tiny bit of the navy peeking out on all sides. So it's easiest to do the standing up, and so you can see straight down onto the paper. And that is all there is to layering those two pieces of paper. It's pretty to stamp things like this too, but sometimes it's nice to have quick and easy paper to make stuff. Before I glue this panel down, I'm going to grab this beautiful ribbon. This is the Night of Navy bordered ribbon. We're just going to take this, wrap it around here. I'm going to just cut, I'll tell you how much approximately I need. So I just kind of measured that. Let's see how long that is, just in case. So this is 12 inches. I cut about 13 inches. We'll see how much I cut off the ends afterwards. Okay, so we'll take this, wrap it around, and I'll just move it a little bit towards the one side. Okay. We're going to do the first knot. Grab my locking tweezers from my embossing pack. Just lock that knot in. So I love doing that because it makes it easier to do the second knot. So now I want to kind of decide, okay, this one's going to go up and this one's going to go down. Kind of cinching the knot as I go. Once it gets to be about that tight, then I can release the knot. You know what? I don't like the way that knot came. I want the knot to go top to bottom. So let's figure this out. Okay, I've got this knot clamped. I'll turn it to the side. That's better. Seem to get, okay, so this one I want down and this one's coming up. Yes, this looks better. Okay. There we go. You can when you do a knot like this, you can make it so that they either go up and down or they go side to side, depending on how you tie them. So I wanted mine to come side to side because if I have my ends going horizontal, then they're going to cover up my greeting. So that's why I redid that, so that I could just fix that. Okay, so I'll wait for a second just to cut my ends, and I'm going to add this on here. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. 4 will suffice. I'm going to put 2 on the lower bottom and 2 on the top. Let's see. I'm going to take your big tool and just use it to remove these the top layer. Sometimes it's easier to use a tool to flip them off than not. Okay. And this one, I like this greeting because I'm often late with birthdays. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration. And I just have to kind of decide how far up. That looks good. Just make sure it's straight. Okay. And then pick these ribbon pieces up and grab my scissors and just angle cut the ends. So I think 13 inches of ribbon is about perfect for this tying this. Okay, now that I've got this ribbon tied around and this label on here, I'm just going to grab some glue and put this on the back. This is again going to be centered. Now remember, the original card had a lot more layers to it, right? I don't know how many layers. I think it had about 2 more layers than I'm putting on my card. But I feel like this paper took place of some of the layers. You can even see in the background of these flowers, there's a bit of texture on the paper. So it's not textured, but it's like a faux texture because you can see that it's not just plain white. Okay, so now we've got our little butterfly. I'm gonna bend up the wings just a bit. Put Tombow just down the body of the butterfly. And then I'll just add that right there. And then I'm going to grab some of these rhinestone jewels. And I'm going to place them. I'm grabbing the smallest ones. Okay. You know what? I think I like the poker end better. Somehow the control I have with the poker end is just better. Come here, you. Okay. We'll grab one more. Okay, that one just went flying somewhere, so we'll find that one later. There we go. All right, just putting 3 small rhinestones on the center of that body. We'll lift this up just a little bit. And that is all there is to the card front. And then for the inside of the card, I just cut a piece of cardstock. This is 4 inches by 5 1/4. I cut this one down. The narrowness of this is I cut this down to whatever was remaining on either side of those ovals. And then this length here is 5 1/4. So you're going to have like a skinny panel-y area to write in, which works for me. Might not be ideal for everyone, but you could always also cut this piece in half too. So if you wanted more room to write, but I'm just gonna put this full flower piece down here, and then there's room to write on this side. And then I'll just glue this on to the inside. One more line right there. Oops. And this is just going to center right there. And that is all there is to this card. I love this paper. Allowed me to make a really quick card. especially since there I needed to have this label coming across, and then just having these flowers peeking out. It just looks really pretty. And if we go back to the original card in a moment, you'll see the label that they used was a pink label as well. So I tried to create or put in some of the elements of the original card. I think this ribbon was also the ribbon that they used on the card, if I'm not mistaken. So I did bring back in some of the elements, but my card does look a little different. So I hope you like that. Let me come back in and I'm going to pull up that card again. Let's see. Okay, I've got that card. Let me see if I can move this over to the side like this. Okay, I'm bringing my card in. So, okay, so some of the similarities of my card, you can kind of see there's a pink label. I did switch out the background color of the card, but the ribbon is actually the same. The lighting on that card is a little brighter, so the ribbon looks a little lighter on the Stampin' Up! Card. But you can see I feel like I kind of got a little bit of the essence of the original card, even though it's not exactly the same. So you can kind of get the idea of what we're trying to accomplish with Casing Tuesday. We're giving everyone a starting point, but you don't have to be exact. My label is different. My cardstock is different. Even I deleted some of the layers of the cardstock and maybe made some of the layers a little bit bigger. So it is just about, how you interpret the card and make it your own. All right. What did I want to tell you? Oh, I have a host code. It's only good for one more day. Tomorrow, I'm switching over my host code to the February host code, and that will mean that there's a new gift. I will be this Friday. My plan right now is to create another card using the Easter Bunny bundle with this little punch, and the leaders have been speculating like this might be the next punch that might be going unavailable. Right now, it is still available. I made some really cute Hershey's bunnies. Let me grab them. Okay, where are you? So I made these little bunnies this last Friday. So I'm planning on creating another project with this punch and bundle on Friday, and hopefully if it doesn't go unavailable. So I'm hoping that it will still be available. I love this punch. I can't wait to make this week's project with it. So on Friday, I'll be going live on YouTube with a bunny project. And so I think about that. Think about getting that bundle before it sells out. This is my host code. So I want to tell you what my gift is. If you use that host code and spend $50, you will be getting the package of Flowers and More paper. This is a sampler package of 6x6, these beautiful patterns, and then on the back, these are the patterns on the back. And I packaged it up into a cute little cellophane bag with the label on the back so you know where it came from, and so it's all bundled up for you just like a 6x6 paper pack would be, except this is a sampler pack of the bigger pack that is available as a host reward. If you spend $150 or more, you get Stampin' Rewards, and there are in the back of the catalog there are some Stampin' Reward items, and this is one of the reward items that you can choose, or you can choose anything else in the catalog. So sometimes people forget that we have these Stampin' Rewards, and the cool thing about the Stampin' Rewards is that Stampin' Up, they give you more for less Stampin' Rewards dollars. Like this paper would normally be like $30 if it were a catalog paper, but you can, with Stampin' Rewards, the amount is like only $18. So it's such a good deal. And same with the stamp sets. They would be worth more if they were an actual catalog stamp set, but they are valued at less, so you can purchase them for less with your Stampin' Rewards dollars. So just keep that in mind. And if you spend $150, please do not use my host code, because then that's what gets you the Stampin' Rewards. But you have to be at the $150 threshold in order to get that. If you're spending less than $150, but spending at least $50, make sure you use the host code so that you can get this paper. And you can also get a Sale-a-bration reward from Stampin' Up. So for every $50 or $100 you spend, you can pick a reward out of this catalog. And there's some really cute things in this catalog this time. We've got actually a lot of paper, which is kind of cool, and some stamp sets. So my favorite stamp set is the Adorable Owls. We've got the Thanks a Bunch stamp set. And we've got Dainty Flowers. That's the paper I used today. That's one of the choices you can choose. Last week I used the On the Farm, Day at the Farm paper. We've got, this is a greeting stamp set, Sending Support. Let's see what else we got. This is also really gorgeous paper, Favored Flowers. It's very, I don't know how you would put it. It's just very, it looks like a Laura Ashley, you know, that kind of the floral designs. Well, the Laura Ashley I knew from like way back and when, like big roses and just gorgeous paper. And then we've got some others. We've got the In the Country stamp set, and then we've got a few that are for $100 spent. So we've got the Beautifully Happy stamp set, and then we've got, for $100, you can also get the Dandy Designs paper, and that is also great paper for Easter. And then do not forget about our starter kit, because that's the best deal of them all. Now, you don't earn this, like the rewards for every $50 or $100 spent on your starter kit order, but for either, you can choose 3 options. If you don't want the machine, you can choose option 3, which is only $99, and you still get $175 worth of your choice of product on your starter kit. And that means that you get a lot of stuff for only $99, and the starter kit ships for free. You are joining my team then, and you're joining kind of the greater Stampin' Up! Community. And that gives you access to the Stampin' Up! Website, Stampin' Up! Facebook groups. You will be part of a bigger community. You will be in the loop. You will know things before customers. So if you haven't already gotten the starter kit, it is a wonderful deal. I'd love to have you on my team. And I have a few team members on here today too. And my team really is wonderful. And I think the hallmark of my team is that we're kind and caring. And that is super important to me, because I always want people to feel welcome on my team. It's like super important to me. So know that I would love to have you, and know that my team is a very kind team. All right, enough talking. I want to talk with all of you guys and see how your day is. I'll see if you have any questions. I already said hello to Marty, and hello Mary, and good morning Ellie. Hello Deborah, and good morning Linda. And she says it's cold in Lockport, New York. Well, I think the cold is heading here. I looked at the weather on Saturday, and I can't even tell you how cold it's going to be here, because it already gives me a chill. So I won't scare you with the cold news for this weekend. For the Boston area, we are going to be in a deep chill this weekend. Good morning, Dee. And she's experiencing a chilly Kansas City, Missouri. Oh, sorry about that. And Janine is also in the cold weather. Yeah, it's coming this way. It's like the whole thing is moving towards the east and it's coming to get us, I feel. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Nalita. Good morning, Holly. Janine says the paper is just gorgeous. I too have not ordered the bundle yet, but it's on my list. Yeah, so, I have this paper. I don't have the matching bundle, but the paper's really pretty. There's a lot of fanciful cards that need pretty paper, and then you can use these elements to create simple birthday cards like I just showed you. It's very easy to, just stamp a greeting, pop it on there, tie some ribbon around. It's a very easy card and it's so pretty. It's just so, so pretty. I love it. Okay, enough talking about the beautiful paper. Good morning, Avanel. Oh, and thank you for watching me for the first time. That's so nice. Mary said it's beautiful. Linda says she likes my card better. Well, thank you. I didn't want to make it a contest, but I just wanted to show you how, we all can interpret cards differently. And I love getting out of my comfort zone when creating because it really does make me think. And this is a really good challenge for all of us to do. And guess what? It saves us time because sometimes like we have to make a last minute birthday card and we're like, okay, I want to use this paper, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Look through your catalog, find something that might work with that paper and then copy it and just substitute out the parts. This is like a good exercise for the brain. So in the future, you're going to be able to adapt cards to use the supplies you have on hand. All right. Mary said her bunny stamp set is on the way. Awesome. I'm glad because I feel like that will sell out. And I'm not sure. They could have bought a ton of those bunny punches and I don't even know. And it sometimes doesn't even help to tell us because the numbers sometimes in the past they've talked about, they thought a punch would be popular. So they ordered like 20% more than they would normally order. And it still wasn't enough because a lot of what happens with us, like there's demonstrators that are out there creating projects and certain projects just resonate with people and that will send those particular products into back order status because so many people will order them. And so, we influence the greater customer base and demonstrator base to buy things. Okay, let's see. Cindy said, thank you again, Brenda. Marty said she loves my card. And Marty said, Brenda's team is wonderful, so kind and welcoming. Well, thank you, Marty. And you are a wonderful member of the team, too, and you make other people feel welcome. And I think that's the key. We all try and make people feel welcome. It's so important to me. Good morning, Kathy. She said, it warmed up to 1 degree in Chicago. Oh, and your daughter just moved to Boston 2 weeks ago. Well, I hope she's enjoying it. And if she isn't, I mean, Boston's a great city, but if she isn't, just remember to tell her that it can take up to about half a year to adjust to a new place. So it's good not to make any quick judgments because every place that's new takes time to adapt to. Ask me how I know because I've done it before a few times. I've moved to vastly different places. I'm a Canadian. We moved down to Tennessee. Oh, it was about 20 years ago. We moved down to Tennessee. And Canada and Tennessee, we have some real big differences. Not terrible, but like, especially for me, because I'm a detail person, I noticed the differences, and I did make some great friends there. But takes a while to get used to a place, you know, you have to figure out all your where you're going to shop, your doctor, your dentist, and all the nuances, new friends, and all of that. It takes a while. And then we did it again when we moved up to the Boston area about 8 years ago, and new neighborhoods. It's like it takes a while. So just tell your daughter. I hope she loves it right away. And some people will fall in love with a place right away, but it does take a while. Just kind of sit back and hold back on whether you like it or not until you've had a chance to like actually gotten to know a place. And I never envisioned myself in Boston. It's not that I had any bad vibes about Boston. I really didn't know about Boston at all. It was just like, it's a big city, and I'm not a big city girl, and being near a lot of people, like crowds, I'm more of a nature girl. So it took me a while just to like, okay, we're moving to Boston. But when we got here, most big cities have suburbs. And so you're not necessarily having to live in downtown Boston. You still have the access to downtown Boston, but you don't have to live there. And where we live right now, we actually are very fortunate. We're renting a house that backs onto the Charles River. So I have a nice view of the Charles River from my craft studio. So it's quite lovely. And so, that's the nature aspect of it that I needed. And so I'm happy in Boston. I'm happy with my neighborhood and my community and everything like that. So I just gave a whole lecture on moving. So you probably didn't sign up for that to come see that today, but that's just a little bit about, how you have to kind of adapt to a move. All right. Linda says, my neighbor's 2 children moved to Boston for college and never came back. They love Boston. Yeah, Boston is quite a vibrant city. Our son, he's 22 now, and I think he really enjoyed going to high school here in the Boston area. There's a lot to do. I love the people. I love the city. It's a great place. I think I think it's a good place for Canadians to move to, because I love the culture here and everything. So I gel very much with the people here. So that's kind of cool. And it's a big sports city. I'm not a big sports girl, but if you love sports, there's so many teams here, and a lot of people are very into sports, both personally doing them and also watching them. We've got some very avid Boston fans here, right? Nalita said she just received the Dainty Flowers paper and she loves it. I agree. I love the paper. All right. On that note, I will say goodbye, and I hope to see some of you Friday on my YouTube live. Make sure you go over to my YouTube channel. QB's Quest is my channel, and you can find links to almost everything if you go down below. And my blog is kind of my hub, and there's links over there to my YouTube channel and everything that I do from there as well. If you're interested in the starter kit, I should pop this up. That is my link to join, cubysquest.com/join. If you go to cubysquest.com, there is also a join menu item. So if you just grab that top bit, you should be very easily able to find it. And also the link is down below in the description of the video too. Okay, I hope to see some of you on Friday. Take care. Bye-bye.